fuck's sake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpredicted Party, the only Middle-earth TTRPG. I'm gonna get through it.
You will.
That will finally answer the question: why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor? I apologize for the mid-opening laughter.
I
did the
apologize for
countdown.
cussing immediately 1 second. Into
No,
this thing.
that should be the opening line.
I was actually
Absolutely.
thinking how often have we cussed on this show? I think I'm easily leading the pack. I'm so sorry.
It depends whether
It's me and you, Zach, right?
Yeah.
Right
No,
up there.
it's
at the
not.
top.
No, Charlotte's pretty close.
no,
fair enough.
no, it's Justin.
Oh,
It's Justin.
yeah.
It's
oh,
Justin.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is Halberad on or not? Like, that's
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm not starting over. So the only Middle-earth TTRPG that will finally answer the question, why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor? We are one step closer to answering that question. I would also like to think that, as far as the length of our steps go, last episode was a pretty big step, like Neil Armstrong levels of stepping on things.
You can stop.
Anyway,
don't.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Arwin, if you just want to take it from here, we can solo our way into Mordor. If you want to just walk in.
Mhm.
if anyone's going to. It's gonna be this Arwen.
It's true. But I see you
Probably
in the
just
comments.
walk up, just knock
you
on the
complaining.
doors.
Yeah, kill Sauron, give birth in Mount Doom, call it a day. Is what it is.
On the plains of Gorgoroth, just
Kill Gwai here, my bad.
yeah. No, whatever.
I am your humble lore master, Don Marshall. We are fully 3 lines into this intro, and around me are my internet friends. Say hi, internet friends.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
We are still recovering. For us, it's been a week. For you, it's been 2 since what I can only describe as almost 3 hours of chaos, excitement, bisexual panic, and just overall a lot of tears and excitement. And I'm just ready for this to continue going. Anybody else comments, thoughts, opinions on?
Yeah.
Oh, well, as I said, like, you can stop. I see you in the comments complaining we move too slowly. I can't.
Let's
keep
roll.
cussing. Get lost. See?
Yeah. And I hope you people are happy.
Yeah.
Like,
we actually had a productive episode. We didn't just screw around. We
Yeah.
did stuff. We weren't just sitting in the past of the dead.
honestly, that last episode, which I am still thinking about, legit, I do feel like that's a justification for why maybe we don't role play too close to the sun. I don't know that sort of level would be sustainable. We were fully, we were middle distancing it for a hot minute after at least the intermission.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gone through and edited it. The actual video is turning into like 2 hours, 53 minutes. The intermission, which is typically 5 to 10 minutes, fully just 25 minutes of us BSing our way through the dealing with what just happened.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we're back.
A lot.
We're centered as well as we can be. We have some people to thank before we get started. Of course, Sarah M. Shunky for the artwork on Instagram at Sarah M. Shunky. Battle maps are done by Little Wit the Cartographer. You can find his services on Facebook. The music is done by Cullen, Vance. And I want to thank my wife. She goes by Nat20 Wife. Across all social media for helping me create this. I want to thank Anna Maria for joining us yet again for what I can only assume is going to be a slightly less chaotic episode. But, we've only just started, so let's see what happens. With all of that out of the way, everybody ready to go?
No, you forgot like a bunch of people.
I forgot the most important part.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Special thanks to our sponsor, The Rook and the Raven. You can go to therookandtheraven.com for all of your TTRPG note-taking needs. If you want something really cool and usually fire-related on the cover, they have other stuff, but I mean, it works really perfectly. So, thank you. With all of that out of the way. What? Oh, right. The system we're using is the One Ring set. They know. I feel like it's
they might
fine.
not know.
They might not know.
How will they know?
Oh, you did not just TikTok sound me. All right. I'll eat that one. Thank you.
They're gonna know,
With all
because
of
we
that, with all of that out of the way, let me just say this. If you're joining us for the first time on this episode, don't. Go back one more episode. Go back
No,
one more episode.
Go back to like episode 4. That's when things kind of actually get going.
Yeah, that's true.
Go watch episode
That's
4.
true.
I think it's a good one. I don't actually know, but I think it's a good one.
It was 5 years ago, but
It feels like
it was. It was fully 5.5 years ago on this day in Middle Earth. Is everybody ready to get started?
Yeah.
Let's go. And welcome back. When we last left off, Arwin had successfully on a Gandalf crit, and with no small help from the party, and absolutely no help from her family, you managed to convince, with 2 children in your womb, holding Anduril, commanding the King of the Dead to kneel, to fight for you. Now, in the interest of it not being a 2-hour conversation between you and the King of the Dead, we're just going to go over the logistics of all of this one more time, just so we're all clear. You are all through the paths of the dead, but they led you out the southern side, where the Stone of Eric is, which is where they performed the ritual and the ceremony, the blowing of the horn, I call upon thee, yada, 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 all the cool stuff that Aragorn did in the book. We're just going to skip over that part because you already had your moment, Arwen. The way the curse works, or it has been explained to you, is they can't physically leave the realm of Gondor. So you're not going to be able to just march this army into Mordor. That being said, you have a number of options to get to Mordor to see what the situation is, feel it out. But how you get there is more or less up to you all at this point. Couple of just important things to remember. The rats are still with you. Gorge still talks. Eladon and Elro here are, and Elrond, they're all there kind of being useless, as I always intended them to be at that point in time, because, you know, sometimes you're just frozen in shock. We are going to pick things up the next morning as you all awaken from sleep. As a reminder, Charlotte Tariel now has 1 extra D6 on all of her skill points.
that was that was all Arwen too. That was the power of Arwen.
Yes,
Like,
that was also the power of
we had a
friendship
moment.
and sisterhood. Yes.
Yeah.
I do, though, now that I'm seeing it, Tanel, you wanted to do something before bed. Is that correct?
Very short.
By all means,
very short.
By all means. Go
And
ahead.
I have a quick clarification question.
Sure.
In the epicness that was last episode. Is my Morgul blade thing taken care of, or does that still need to be addressed?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Good point. It's been.
I want to bring that up before we rest.
No,
because I lose health in the
You are
morning.
totally fair.
But that happened.
Right.
Oh, right, that part.
Right.
Sorry.
No. You're
Forgot.
Yeah.
We were about to be like, hey, Tanel, you good? Okay.
Oh, she's dead?
Oh no, another rape.
So
Say such things.
you all wake up to find Tanel pale as a ghost with a big hood over her. No, I'm kidding.
X's
so-
on the eyes.
Yeah. So Tanel, the way I'm crafting this mechanically, so we don't, break the game and I just give you random damage whenever, is that after every time you rest, you are going to lose that health. You haven't had the equivalent of a full rest. You're also unaware of exactly how much time has passed since you were in the paths of the dead. It could be a few days, it could be a few hours at this point. You are all welcome to make various nature or insight or awareness checks to sort of find out where you are, find out how long it's been, and go from there. But I think we can role play that out if you would like.
Yeah.
And I'll start with you then, Tanel. How would you like to proceed?
Okay, so if we're gonna go that route, then Tanel does want to have a conversation with Tariel before everyone goes to sleep, but she is gonna try to figure out how long it has been.
Sure.
Because we gave a very specific timeline and promise.
You did.
And that is on the top of her mind.
You did. How are you attempting to figure out how long it has been since you left?
Geez. I think she's just going to try to go by her memory of how long had passed before she stepped into the paths of the dead, and almost use that as like a starting point and guesstimate from there and what the light is now.
Make me, this is going to be an awareness check, please.
Lovely.
Phase and position of the moon will tell you a lot.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, if anyone else wants to do that, I will allow you to make an awareness check with advantage.
There's a 6 in here.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
Beat it by 11.
There we go. Okay. You look up at the moon and realize it has only been one day.
Oh.
Yes. Okay,
a single
good.
day?
That's so great.
Single day.
That's so great, though.
So
we have a week still.
Explain.
So, in order to get through the paths of the dead, Aragorn had to do a bunch of stuff in the books. You all bypassed that shit because the King of the Dead led you out on the right path. So you're fine. You did great. And yeah, it's literally only, I think Aragorn and company take about 16 hours to get through, if I'm remembering correctly.
Really?
On the timeline? Yeah. Yeah, I could be wrong.
It was a few days.
That's awesome.
So he
I don't
left
think so,
for the
'cause you-
paths of the dead from Isengard, met the Grey Company on the road. So I'm counting this as you're already in the Dwimmerberg. You're already up on the top of that mountain. You're already going through.
Okay.
And through some movie magic, you have found yourself 24 hours ahead of time. Now, how much sleep you've gotten, how exhausted you are at this point, that's all going to play into it because you've been basically going nonstop aside from the dissociating on your phones for a few hours in the cave.
So how long, so the fight with the Nazgul, being stuck in that, like how long was the fight with the Nazgul? I guess considering like turn time, so I guess it would have just been like an hour or so, a couple hours, right?
So
Less than
Tari-
that.
Tariel, if you
Way
would
less.
like to, this is potentially a conversation we can have, because this is not the first time the other three have been subject to time differential within Middle Earth, which is canon given Galadriel in the Elven Ring. But something similar yet not the same is potentially happening here. So Tanel would know that it's been a little more than a day. Just about.
Is Tanel ascertaining this while Arwin and Tariel have gone off into the woods, or are we back?
I think
You can
it's
be back.
whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you can be
play
back.
this.
Why not? Let's do it that way.
Cool. So Tanel, you want to approach Tariel then?
Yes.
Fantastic. Go ahead.
Okay, so can I just set it up a little bit? So, you'll see Arwin and Tariel leave for a few minutes, not long. And when Tariel leaves, she's stiff, she's withdrawn. When they return, she is walking side by side with Arwin, shoulders straightened, but proudly, not stiffly. There's just a little bit more of Tariel-ness in her. She seems back, she seems more present. She does as she approaches the clearing, she, what I would like to do actually, if it just she's going to walk over to Beery. Where is Beery? What's he doing?
Beery would be one absolutely had himself with like a little bottle of wine that's probably half empty now, and had himself like propped up on some rocks in the moonlight, kind of near the fire, and he's just under the moonlight sketching quite feverishly, excited about something.
Okay. She will walk over directly, pause in front of him, and say, Beery, a moment.
Well, he first responded by trying to hide the pages that he was scribbling in. really quickly.
She raises an eyebrow.
Just, tries to compose himself really quickly, quite excited that she approaches him and sits up straight. Oh, wow. Hello, Commander. How is your evening going?
She takes a knee. Not in a like submissive way, just in a needs to get on eye level with him. Something important is going to be said sort of way. And she will extend her hands and try to take your hands in hers.
He actually hesitates for a second, just really not prepared for what might happen, because we've been on some thin ice, Tariel and Biri. And he reaches both out. Just one hand, Tariel reaches out?
Yeah, so she'll just sandwich your hand in her hands.
He does the same.
And squeeze and say, I have done you a disservice. I'm sorry.
No, it was just a misunderstanding.
I know. I have not comported myself with honor. You deserve better than what I have given you as a friend and a companion. Gods, just let me have this. Say it's
doesn't release her
okay.
hands. He holds them tight within his. I could only just imagine the contrast between their mitts, and they're
actually probably about the same size.
Oh, same size, just very different compositions.
Yeah.
Tariel, I don't know what to say. I can't tell you just how relieved I am. I feel like my heart's gonna flutter out of my chest. I feel so much better that you approached me. Thank you.
Yes. I'm glad we're friends. And she stands and dusts herself off and
Biri attempts to pull her back down. Hey.
Nope. She's
no.
I believe I have been, I guess I just have a and she just she's gone. She's gone.
As he tries to pull, but she yanks away.
Nope.
He gets off his kilter a little bit. And just kind of looks over at Gorge that's probably sitting next to him somewhere close and just gives him a look we're back.
Did you want me to leave? Was that a private thing? I was just here the whole time and I didn't want to.
Pal, I'm just glad I had my wingman about me, because I was either going to pass out or cry. I don't know which one.
You've done both a couple of times. Remember that?
Yeah, it comes in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, good job. You did. I mean, whatever you said must have worked. You're so good at this. I mean, I didn't see it talking to anyone else. Did you?
No, I feel like when we did a little, I talked about the things that I know, which is steel, and I feel like
she must really relate to steel. That's got to be it.
It's really resonates with. I could only imagine that there could have been no other forces involved that could have swayed her mind. I finally feel like we're having a breakthrough.
From the corner, you are going to watch Rayval take a sip and say,
"You're both idiots,"
and just we will transition from
hey bud.
Define overthinking.
So then she's just gonna go back to where she was sitting and kind of gather the rest of her stuff.
Yeah, and then Tanel, we can do this now as you.
Yeah. She seeing that happen and seeing the change in demeanor, Tanel comes up to Tariel and says, "Well, I was going to ask you if you were going to make it, but I think that you've already answered that question."
I won't lie to you, Tanel. It was a near thing. And it may still be. But you have me for the night.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Yes, it was very innuendo-y, but we're just gonna
we're gonna play through the pain. Let's keep
going.
We'll
just power right. We'll power
Arwin
right
hasn't
past
said
that.
a word. I'm sorry. I do this to myself.
Chat. No. No.
Anyways.
Chat, you think whatever you like. Yeah.
Oh God, it's the Ted Lasso and Anchor Lady meme.
Oh my god.
I apologize. Carry on, ladies.
Live.
Anyways. Well, I would like you to stay, but I know it's quite a big ask. You've seen the worst of it since you've joined us, so I don't blame you for having any, I don't even know the word. Regrets? Hesitations? Need to flee?
I have some reservations. I don't know that we've seen the worst, but I can't help feeling that better is coming.
That's what I keep telling myself. It'll get there.
And she looks over at Arwin, crosses her arms, and sort of just like cocks her head and says that she's really good.
I know. And it's like a very uncharacteristic I know from Tanel. She like pulls herself back and is like,
I know. No, yes.
Everyone feels like they've sort of been bumbling through the motions.
Yes.
And wow.
And now hope is kindled.
Was a little I actually mentioned it to Eowyn. It was a candle before. I think it's a fire now. At least that's what it feels like to me.
Should we send for Eowyn?
I still
she's like, this is a
Hi, Katie.
half-joking question.
I need you to drop everything.
Oh, Tanel just does not pick up on that
okay.
subtlety at all. Yes, Tanel does not pick up on that subtlety.
You can see she's like sort of just, she's in her happy place for a minute, just thinking of the possibilities of like Girl Squad.
Fair.
But obviously Eowyn is busy ruling a kingdom now. You know.
Yeah, and Tanel just doesn't even pick up. It's like back to battle mode. She's like, well, we were going to meet them.
No,
Anyways.
yes. No.
And it's only been a day.
Yes. No, it's what?
It's only been a day.
What?
I know.
And she stops and she looks at the moon and looks back.
We can make it. And it's like a genuine like joy laugh that Tanel gives. We can make it. We can meet them exactly when we said. It worked. It worked.
It worked. It worked. And she 1-8 like just whips around, regards the clearing and says, who has wine?
That
Mm-hmm.
would be Howlith, Rayval, and Beery.
Mm-hmm.
You called.
I have no glass. I have nothing. Where?
Just
and
use
she'll
the bottle.
much-
Just use the bottle.
Just
Okay.
take the bottle.
Takes the
There you go.
bottle. She's back. She's back, bitch.
There we
She's
go. There we go. Okay.
Got her
Okay.
Yes.
Tariel, you gain an additional hope point, and I need you to make an awareness check, but with favor this
Oh,
time.
right.
Yeah, because you're still drinking Elvish wine. I don't let that go.
Yeah.
Are we all
Fair.
together in this moment?
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
Reveling?
yeah. Are we reveling in
we
a group,
reveling?
Tariel?
I know we're getting ready for bed, but like there is a release, there's a catharsis there where
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know,
After the
she
crying
just,
girl at the party realizes that boy was no good for her, and let's go dance round 2.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been to those parties.
Yeah. Okay, you said an awareness check
Yeah,
Mhm.
with favor.
with favor.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a 6. That's good. Okay, that's 18. It's not
18. Yeah.
bad.
You feel great. This is
Yeah.
the nicest you felt in
At least a day.
Oh God, 6 months. Well, yeah, probably
in one
6
whole
months.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
It's
Yeah.
been a day.
It's
Been
been a
a
day.
full 24 hours though.
Yeah, it's been a day. It's probably the nicest she's felt probably since they found all of the caravans, and we started splitting off and she sent her people away and she's gradually been more and more on her own.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. We need music. Does Ravel have an instrument?
I feel
Oh
like
my
that's a
God.
dangerous
Roll for
request.
loot.
Does he have a
Roll
loot?
for loot.
Roll for dulcimer.
Fell out.
Is it a compact
It's an
loot?
Eye of Sauron.
No.
I'm so
Actually,
sorry.
poor
deaf.
fool.
I'm so
He's
sorry.
fully
That
tone
would have
deaf.
been.
That means we're gonna get
Oh.
poetry.
Yeah.
No, but we can do it maybe like at least slam poetry. Oh, we can
No,
get
what?
the two. No, I mean like there's something with rhythm. You know what I mean? wait.
You're
can
gonna
get-
ask an elf to do slam poetry.
You're gonna ask Ravel to do slam
Master
poetry?
Beery, perhaps tomorrow evening we
calls for
I'm happy to
celebration.
read you some of my stanzas of note, but I've said too much. Good night, all. And he puts the
boy.
bottle down and off to his sleeping bag he goes.
It's about us.
It's for the best.
I'll
You-
take the
you
slam
mean he's
poetry
writing
without the
about us?
poetry, please.
What about
He's writing,
well,
he's writing like rejection poetry. Like he's like all emo writing in his diary.
Yeah.
Tario will look
Sorry.
No.
go ahead.
That's okay.
Okay,
What was
okay,
it?
never mind. I caught that. Sorry, Tariel.
No,
you
to
had a
say,
thing.
Tario will look over at the twins and be like, I don't suppose you. No.
Hmm?
No, nothing. Never.
No.
mind.
Speak up, please. I insist.
No. Nothing. And that's
You
it. That's
lot-
it. No further interaction.
Hey,
Mm.
do you lot know any jaunty tunes?
This was the question she was going to ask, and then realized it was a foolhardy question.
Yeah. You know, something with a bit of pep, something to dance to.
Master Beery, you've stumbled upon my brother and I's specialty.
Oh no.
Smash cut to the next
Yes.
morning because I don't have a
What?
song prepared.
Real quick,
Sorry, go ahead. Arwin, go ahead.
real quick. While the others go to bed, can I pull my dad aside really fast? Just
Yeah,
to ask?
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. We'll say after a not insignificant amount of time merrymaking and by the fire and the
Do we think that Eladon and Elrohir are actually any good at entertaining?
Well, they're
I
terrible
think-
at everything else. They got to be.
Yeah.
Roll for it.
They
Roll
have
for
to
it.
You know
have-
what?
For it,
They have to
Don.
have some
How
form
about-
of strength.
And how about this? I'm gonna roll with favor because there's two of them. So
Sure.
this is gonna be a song check.
There's one. We
Oh
have
my God,
animals
they're going
on
to be
percussion.
Elven, Simon and Garfunkel. This is gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm gonna roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Elvish.
They need to beat a 13. I'm rolling with 2d6s and with favor. So
Max, did you say rats on percussion? Are the rats
100%.
like, drumming their little pots?
I'm imagining the Ewok celebration after. You know what's
Yeah,
up?
Oh my god.
I'm just wondering if they're like the Elvish Daft Punk. Like,
No. Oh,
just-
that would be horrendous.
Yes.
Oh,
One ring,
no.
2D, destroy the rest of
No, no.
Oh,
I love it.
no.
walking to a giant big volcano.
Sorry. Anyway, that's. I'm gonna just again. We're gonna.
Oh
That's why I smash cut
my
because you shouldn't
God.
let me have free
Yes.
reign to improv on a
Yes.
prompt.
This is what we're here
not-
for. This is what
Thank
the fans
you.
want.
Thank you. I assure you, they want the bit, not the actual product. Sorry, chat. Arwin, we're gonna very pointedly ignore everything that everyone else has been saying and come to you and your dad.
Yeah, just real quick, I think I pull him aside, and just say, they seem so relieved at having received aid. What are the rest of our people doing? What is my grandmother doing? What has been happening? Why are they so traumatized? Corey is screaming.
I just
This is so great because it's so meta. Because I know that Arwin is asking Elrond that, but also definitely feels like Anna Maria is asking Dom that because I haven't really explained the finer nuances of what I've been doing with this whole thing. So
Anna Maria is seeing nothing but stress. So Arwin has a couple questions.
And honestly, I don't know if it was Charlotte and Tori who were like, what good question right now, or if it was, I don't know, but we were like,
yeah,
All of us.
good vibe. Good
an
vibe.
excellent question.
Yes.
A just question, my liege.
She has ideas.
Yeah. So you're without getting into the nitty-gritty of recapping the entire campaign for you, I think your dad is going to look at you and say, so much has been lost so quickly. Galadriel, your grandmother fell under. What's up, Zach? No. I'm
Her face.
That's how what's over there just became
I looked at my dice for a second, like looked straight back, and it's just filled the whole frame.
And Maria's face is just like
it kind of just got me a little bit.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I really want podcast listeners who aren't watching the YouTube to know that Anna Maria, she like gets in the camera in the way that none of the other guests have done.
Yeah.
I see every single one of her eyebrows and eyelashes, and
Glorious.
Oh, that was
yeah,
just so unexpected.
Right. Should we?
Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and start that over. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So much has been lost, and he kind of explains to you, just sort of generally, because again, I don't want to gloss over everything. The Dunedain have lost their leader, and you have suffered your own loss. And Galadriel was under that spell with the One Ring, as he was, losing her hand, losing that kind of connection, really sort of longing for that that final peace, or at the very least, if not peace, just some sort of normal contentment without the worry of leadership or fear. And then for the wizards, more or less the same thing. They don't intervene. They're not allowed to directly like confront Sauron head on. They need to inspire hope, and so they're scared. Radagast, it was created Gwaihir with Yavanna all those ages ago, and so the Blue Wizards, and then when they're teaming up, it's like, oh, we've got this tentative, like, what do we do? But we can't do much because you know how this works. But the circumstances have changed, and I think throughout the entirety of this conversation, you get the sense that like this is a trauma that Middle Earth has gone through in the last few months that truly no one has yet figured out how to recover from. The bomb is still exploding, right? The giant wave is still crashing into the coast. It is still very much in progress because Gwaihir still has the ring. And I think, oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, I think she's like especially interested in like where are the elves at, like because like she understands like the Maiar and everything, like they have to be a little hands off, but like, and she gets everything you're saying. She's like, where are the elves out? We're staying, right? We're staying. Yes.
We are such of us that remain. Our people are leaving, Owen. They have been for many years, and this calamity was just the push that many needed to go west. From what I have gathered from Tariel and the Lothlorien elves, Mirkwood stands, and Mirkwood fights. Lothlorien is, well, the forest is gone, but its people, those that are left, remain and fight, or at least those that can fight do. We have heard nothing from the Grey Havens. Círdan has been silent. I fear the worst. Great sea creatures from the coast have always plagued his waters. I would not doubt Gwaihir would make use of them, if he can. But who is to say? You did not hear any rumors of such sea creatures, did you?
I cannot stress enough, Father, that I have been alone for 6 months pregnant, trekking through the wilderness. I have heard nothing.
Very well.
And I say, I understand the griefs that we're all holding.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't want to interrupt this. Max, what the frack was that? Because
Max
I just
is-
saw a bunch of tentacles come off screen.
Max is cracking
I
everyone
was
up.
adding
missed it.
props.
Hey, dang it.
I thought for a split second I was the only one seeing that. Like in my own mind,
I
I was
missed
like,
it
am I going
completely.
fucking insane?
Do it
here?
again.
What
Do it again,
is-
Max.
It was
Do it
not
again.
my
You can-
intention to ruin this moment for.
No. You've improved it.
Made
What
it better.
is it? What is
So
Max? You
if
have
you
to
all
unmute yourself.
recall-
Tell us what it is.
I
It's
have
a
not
tentacle.
forgotten. Max had a partnership with Kraken Rum some time
That's
ago.
right.
And I
Oh.
believe
It is
he
Kraken
still
Rum.
has a prop from that
Yeah.
time that
Go.
he
There we
briefly
go.
flashed on
That
the
makes
screen.
sense.
Okay. Well, so
It was
long as
on my desk.
He
so it was
released
like,
the
oh, darn.
Kraken, if you will.
I mean, yeah, clearly. All right. So sorry, with all of that out of the way, I was not about
Sorry.
to ignore that. No, by all means, please keep
Incredible.
doing it.
I got the props.
yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, you do.
It was the sea creatures. It worked well with the storytelling. I quite liked it.
Just a little.
Yeah. A little watcher in the water vibes, just like
Yeah.
foreshadowing. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. You haven't activated that part of the campaign. Anyway, I think Arwin, you will what? They didn't go to the Grey Havens. I had
I'm just
multiple
picturing
plans.
Kirdon being dragged into the water by a Kraken. Please tell me that did not happen.
Oh yeah, sure.
we
I'll
don't know.
absolutely let you know exactly what happened in a place you haven't been at.
You know what, Don? Eat my ass.
Period.
We already
Give me
talked about this,
give me
Charlotte.
some-
We're not talking about it anymore. We're not talking about it. Here, let me just keep going and ignore
You
you
don't have to
completely,
be
Charlotte.
mean about it, okay? I'm vulnerable right now.
Palette exercises, Charlotte. Come on.
Oh God.
Kieran's fine. Kieran's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
Do you want to like try and talk to him?
No,
You
I want
have,
to
like,
move
the
this
elvish to
story
look-
forward.
Then stop telling me to eat your ass. I can't stress enough. This is not on me. I'm the lore master here. You have to keep moving the story along.
We had one really productive episode. Could you give us a break?
Here we are.
Right.
Balance, baby. It's balance.
I just
Take a
want. Can I
breath.
just get a T-shirt that just says "Stop telling me to eat your ass"? Just no context.
Chris, hang on. I need something translated into Elvish.
Oh my God.
my
I'm leaving all of this in.
No,
None of
you
this gets
can't.
cut.
You
None of
cannot
it.
do
The
that.
people
As
don't
you
want
should.
this.
The people do want this.
No. No, we have an enabler.
Anyways,
Anyway, we're going to come back to this very serious conversation.
I don't remember any serious conversation.
You were basically accusing your father of misogyny.
No. I think I essentially am like, I think I do understand the griefs you speak of. You certainly don't need to preach to me. I was never supposed to know a life without Estelle, and yet I endure. And then she just says, we will all have to deal with this trauma in different ways. I just grieve for the amount of help the party hasn't received. Father, could you help me with something tonight while the others sleep?
Anything. Do
You
you
know
want to text me that what you're trying to do? Is this like one of those surprise things? Or are we... Cool.
I'll text you.
Secret
Yes,
secrets.
text me.
I think all I'm gonna say is that maybe I think the party hears her singing through the night, and that's all they know. I'm texting.
Okay. Cool.
Love it.
Anna Maria, just in the interest of expediency and to make sure that we have a clear understanding of how this is going to go, would it be fair to say that you and your father would speak a lot during this sort of evening conversation? Because elves don't need as much sleep. Would it be fair to say you talk more, or is it working?
I think it's working. I think it's working. I think like once he knows what I want to do, it's like sort of pretty clear.
Got it.
Especially because there's precedent for it.
Sure. Are you good if we then cut to the next morning?
Oh,
then
absolutely. Yeah. I'm
cool.
just gonna
Cool. Does anyone have any other evening activities that they would like to discussions they'd like to have?
Nope.
No, let my
foraging. Nope.
boy
Okay,
sleep
cool.
and be not
Yeah.
around people anymore.
Yeah. Halowith, you sleep for 6.5 hours, and it's the most sleep you've gotten in hundreds of years.
Oh, glorious. Absolutely. Oh, what a magnificent night this is.
You
Yes.
snore.
No.
That's Elro here. Yeah, no, I heard you. I heard you.
Absolutely. Look, let us not participate in any battle of wits. You are clearly unarmed.
Is that so? My goodness, I forgot your sass, Halowith.
Please leave me be.
Or what?
I envy all those who have not met you.
I miss who
That
I
hurt.
was before I knew you.
I don't have a clever comeback for that one. My God. All right.
And this is morning, correct?
Yeah, this is morning. This is morning.
Haloweth is not a morning person. Leave him the fuck alone.
Very well.
All right.
To break up this moment,
There is
Yeah,
no.
please.
Yeah.
comes
No.
waddle over, just beaming, like absolutely beaming. Had a good night's rest. Also seems extremely excited to see the sun. You know, for especially for a dwarf. Aye, twins, you rat bastards! I thought you were useless,
What
but
did you
apparently
call it?
your song resonated throughout the night.
Beery. The rats. Language.
No. It's
fine. It's fine. Carry on.
they understand.
We do.
But your song last night resonated within my bones. I dreamt of beautiful elven singing all night. It was fabulous.
The songs.
Yeah, the ones you sang, Make Us Dance.
Oh, well, you're quite welcome. We did stop, though. It wasn't through the whole night.
No. I specifically remember, stirring in my sleep, in my bedroll, and just hearing the most beautiful melodies.
That was not us. And they kind of look around. Gorge looked, well, it wasn't me. I did hear something, though. Did you? Anyone?
Arwen's looking at the sky. She's like,
Insight. No, Haloweth is not fucking blind.
Insight check. Insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Give me. Wait a second. Spoiler alert: Haloweth is blind.
He's not a morning person.
He is not. I rolled a 10
Total.
with 4d6. 4d6, and I rolled a 10 and the d12. I got a 3, 3, 1, 1, 2.
That's
Good.
just,
Wow.
you know what? That's just the power of not being a morning person.
Seriously,
The dice.
I've
know.
known a few.
No?
No idea.
Not a clue.
Yeah. I can't say I know where that was coming from.
Can I roll to see if I heard?
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
No?
Go ahead. Anybody that wants to can make an insight check. Beery included.
can Arwen make it like some sort of deception roll because she doesn't want to reveal it yet?
Yeah, stealth
I
check.
think Tanel slept too hard to really be aware of what's happening right now.
That's fair. Also, Tori,
Yeah.
since you did
I was
take a
gonna
long
ask.
rest, go ahead, mark that down.
26 with 2 6s.
26.
I got a 28.
Oh. Beery, are
Well,
you even trying this one?
well.
Oh no, Beery definitely thinks it was all a dream.
Yeah. Must have been just some
Nothing
really
that
great
beautiful
dreams you
could
guys
be
are
in
having.
reality.
Yeah,
No.
It's fine. It's fine. I think Elrond is in the midst of all of this going to look around at all of you and see that you are all awake. Tanel, that you are looking a little bit more
Yeah,
worse for wear and injured.
Like barely moving her arm.
Yeah. He's going to look around at all of you. Tanel, we must tend to that, but while we
need
do,
your aid. Yes.
while we do, shall we discuss next steps? This is a long road we have ahead of us, by which road we may take. I don't suppose you have any ideas.
It was the plan we left with, unless I'm assuming incorrectly. We continue to Gondor with the army,
Yes.
leave them there, create a foothold for the remainder of the forces to meet us there.
How do we get there? There are many ways I can.
Well, we are on the south side of the mountains, right? Is this not the quickest way? Forgive me, I'm not sure of Gondor's geography.
There are a number of options. Through the paths of the dead again, yet I hesitate to encourage that, lest we attract the attention of perhaps more spies or enemies, or I believe you mentioned a Witch King of Angmar.
Yes.
There is the route overland, south of the White Mountains, the legends of the Druaden. There, who knows where their allegiance lies? And there is, and while he's doing this, Tanel, he is actively taking a look just at your shoulder, attempting to dress the wound. I'll make them a healing check later as we get through this. But he then says, your third option is by boat. There is a river, and depending on how fast you can move, it could be the safest route and the fastest. But we have not seen this land. We have no idea what's become of it. There's been no news south of the mountains.
We heard some news.
Can Tariel sort of sidle up at this moment? I mean,
I'd say you're all around. Yeah, you're all around.
Yeah, I'm pulling up some notes because we did hear some news from the caravan.
Yeah,
from the caravan folks. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you would. But Elrond would not have.
No. Yeah, I'm just trying to
known the
remember
specifics.
exactly what it was.
my lord, would it not be so no matter which way we choose?
There
But
is
we
danger
are-
and treachery upon every road.
We must also send word back to Bilbo. We told him that we would
We need
apprise
the
him of our
cart.
success.
Yes.
The cart.
We need the cart. It's so important.
What's in the cart?
Grabs some of his robes and pulls them down. The most precious materials you could ever imagine.
Very well. What exactly, Beery?
Looks around like if it's a big secret. I shall not speak it here.
Very well. Is this a persuasion check or?
Damn right it is.
Okay, yeah. Make me a persuasion check.
I think the quickest way would be by water.
I agree.
Not bad.
There's-
That's actually not very good.
We also know of that water path via river into Mordor that Gwaihir seemed perturbed by.
Another way into Mordor. And this is
Yes.
Elrond.
Yes, Eowyn spoke of it.
Bilbo
When-
showed us on his map.
The river.
Gwaihir seemed concerned with it, that perhaps it was not as heavily guarded. I may be inferring, but he seemed to have some concern for it, as if it had slipped his mind.
At this point, you are going to watch Eladon and Elro here both perk up. You're talking about the river pass.
Yes. Do you know of it?
We have been in it, but have never explored it fully. In
You
our
what?
scouts, yes, we are scouts for our father. Our job is to journey through Middle-earth and to waylay the enemy. This was one of the ways many hundreds of years ago. I cannot speak to what it is now, but there were rumors. Are you familiar, Beery, with the Corsairs of Umbar?
I'm not familiar with a whole lot on the surface. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to be straight with you.
Have you ever met a pirate before?
No, but I'm excited too.
Beery,
Very
you
well.
have certainly met a pirate.
Oh,
You
yes, we have. That's right. Yeah, a sorely one at that. In a tent, even.
A pirate in a tent. Where was when?
Stay on. What do you know?
There were rumors only of enemies that we captured. A way into Mordor for the Corsairs of Umbar. A river passage through the mountains. We explored as best we could, but we feared to lose ourselves in the cave. We spent weeks in there. And it was only by some miracle of the Valar that we made it out. It is treacherous, and it is no place for boats.
What makes it treacherous? Are we talking rocks? White rapids?
Yes, and worse. Creatures in the deep. Noises even we did not recognize.
And what is the alternative?
Irithungal or the Black Gate.
Just rap on the doors of the Morannon.
Gollum spoke of a way in. If he can be trusted.
Can't.
Irithungal.
I have faith in that one.
All of the elves are looking at you, Beery.
Hey, don't give me those looks. Oh, I can feel your judgment.
We have our ways in, and I think we are all in agreement that it should be quiet and a party of very few to go into Mordor as Gwaihir is distracted by the armies at his gates. So I don't think us going in through the gate would be best.
Distracted. Go ahead.
Arwin leans forward for the first time. She's been completely silent throughout this whole conversation. She said, a small party. Past Gondor, you said you wished to go there to establish a foothold for the army. I understand it is overrun. What is your true aim? What is your final destination? After Gondor is secured, where do you go? You four.
Tanel kind of just looks at the rest of them and says, a foolhardy step into Mordor. It must be destroyed. That was the aim in the beginning.
I see.
He knows of us, but he will be distracted. No one has faced him yet, but now armies march towards him.
How long until the other armies converge? How quickly does Gondor need to be secured?
7 days.
6 now.
6 now. I thought we had 8 to start with.
So I thought it was 7 to start with.
You had 8. You had 8 to
Oh,
start.
okay.
So
I misunderstood.
No, you're good. You're good. You have a week.
Sorry.
I just want to clarify, just because it's been a while since we went over this. The force that Éowyn saw in the Palantir when she looked at it and rolled a Gandalf, you got the impression that they are at the Dead Marshes as a sort of forward operating base to get everything ready. It's not entirely clear to you where they're going to be attacking, but 7 days is more or less here's when the army will start marching, converging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So within a matter of days, Gondor must be ready. That is the understanding?
It doesn't necessarily have to be ready, in my opinion, just free of the enemy, so that if our armies need to retreat, they have a foothold and do not need to retreat further into Rohan or Mirkwood or further away.
We're going to need some fast horses. This is Eladon piping up.
Or an even faster ship.
Well, as soon as you find horses or a ship, I'm sure we can be on our way.
Arwen says, you will need neither. I will ride alone to Gondor.
Absolutely not. And this is Elrond. This is your dad.
Father, I do not wish to hear it. You know that one person riding quickly will arrive there faster. These 4 have already done enough big things on behalf of all of Middle Earth. They need they need help. They need other people to take care of the large, sprawling, impossible tasks while they take on the single most dangerous task anyone has ever undertaken in history.
Eladon is going to pipe up before his father can respond. Do you remember the last time you rode off alone?
Yes, I recall you being of no help whatsoever. And now look here, we have an entire army of dead of our command.
And you almost died because of it, Arwin. Absolutely not. Father, Arwin.
I come bearing 2 heirs of the throne. And you know I will ride faster alone. Besides,
even on horseback, it is leagues and leagues.
Then, my lady, might not your brothers accompany you?
if I had 3 of the steeds that I need, perhaps. But as Olorin did not sail into the west, but instead passed into darkness, there is only 1 steed that can bear me safely. And Arwen turns her back to the mountain and goes, Dawn, what do I roll?
Holy shit.
Tori's
you
having
about
a
to
horse
do it?
girl moment.
I
Look at
am-
Tori's like,
I am really trying to not freak out right now.
the real star of the story.
Yeah. Arwin, I'm going to ask you to make a roll I don't usually ask people to make. Make me a song check. And technically, elves are favored in songs, so you're going to roll with favor. Roll me 2d12s, take the higher of the 2, and 3d6s. You're going to try and beat your strength target score. And I need you to beat it by a certain number. For there to be any...
Wait.
Oh.
Fella, we're gonna spend a point. I'm gonna spend a point.
You're gonna spend
Barry, I'm gonna lore master you. I'm gonna rules lawyer you on this. I don't know if there's much you can do to
I will
help.
spend a point. Thank you for the reminder. I have
Hope point. Yes, you can use. I will allow Anna Marie to use a hope point. Fellowship point in this one, it's like a help action, and in this case, you just see her whistle.
Hope point is an extra 6.
Hope point is an extra d6.
7.
Come on, you got this.
That is a 20.
20. Thank you.
wow.
The whistle blows loud and clear, and you guys are on, just to kind of describe your surroundings, you're on kind of like a little plateau. There's a switchback in the mountain that kind of helps you get down. You see out in front of you sprawling plains. There is a river. There are other sort of hills off in the distance, a couple of jagged mountain peaks as well, both to your left, right, and in front of you. Nothing happens. It's a minute, and then it's 5 minutes, and then it's 7, and it's just nothing right this second.
Oh no.
Milady, was something supposed to happen?
I look at my father and I mind link with him.
Hmm.
And I'm like, the time is coming. They can't keep putting out all our fires for us.
We could travel to Rohan through the paths of the dead. We can all acquire horses.
Father!
We can be on Arwin.
Why he will have born children at that point? He will have laid 1,000 eggs and he can't even lay eggs.
Arwin.
I turn to the party. I'm just like, there is no point for you continuing to run yourselves ragged. A party of how many are here? A dozen?
My lady, I have every confidence that you can get to Gondor, accompanied or no. But how do we get you there?
I fear that we are running out of time. My oath drives me forward. With each passing moment that I do not run full throttle toward that oath, I feel something falling within me.
I say she goes.
Sorry. Go ahead, Zach. Do that again.
He's going to turn to Elrond, and he just says, she goes. You have to trust. That's all we can do now. We all have to make sacrifices every single day. This has to be yours. Also, she is not yours to command, my lord.
Hallowith, make me a persuasion check on this one.
Oh,
Get
Halloween?
him.
Is Halloween?
Like,
Is he
For those of you listening on the podcast, the hair has been tucked behind the ear several times.
he's
Hang on, I beat it by 2.
By 2.
I'm
Elrond is going to look at you. Going to look at Arwin. I cannot lose you again. But my children are free to make their own choices. At the very least, can we find you a horse? We can see if there are villages or townsfolk to see you off on your journey. I dread going back through those paths again. Truly.
You will find me a horse, father. Now, understanding what you all must do. Do you brave the rapids? All of you? Or go elsewhere?
I fear what will happen when we are called to the sea, but someone will need to let Master Bilbo know that success has been... And then he pauses for a second. And he's going to look around, and I'm actually going to make a check for this because he's been through a lot. That's a Gandalf.
Hey!
Right.
Chat, take a drink.
There we go. You're going to watch your dad pause for a moment, Arwin, and say, fireflies.
I was just about to bring that up.
Tanel, was
Yes.
there not a communication system? that you
Yes.
all-
Period.
That is a throwback.
Yes,
That was-
episode 37 or 8 or something.
Elrond says in astonishment.
Yeah. Breaking the meta. No,
How do we decide that?
right. So the way it was decided sort of off screen, because
I found it.
We didn't want to invent a full language, but Anna Maria
SOS, stay away, mission success. We have the ring, so mission success.
They'll have like fucking Morse code with the fire.
Yes!
With the fireflies, yeah, we came up with that. I don't know whoever's idea it was.
It was,
I
it was Justin's.
I
Oh,
was
that's a great
joking.
idea.
Is it Morse code?
Yeah,
it's
it
not
is.
actual. I mean,
It's not Morse,
It's not
there's
no
actual
Morse, but-
Morse code.
No, it's like
But we have a system.
Yeah, we have a system.
There's a system in place. And I think you, Arwin, would sort of get all of this in a flash of elvish telepathy, realizing, oh shoot, this is what they did. This is actually a good idea. Maybe we don't need to entirely split the party a million different ways. But there's still that sort of unease around your dad. Elrond is going to look at you, Hallowith, actually, and just look at him and say, I don't suppose come nightfall you can let them know?
I will commune with the fireflies as much as I can. Mission success, and he kind of looks around, confirming that with the rest of the group.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it will be done by nightfall. I don't actually know if this has ever been done before. Therefore, I have no real knowledge of the time that this will take. We
Well.
can only do our best.
Then we shall try our best. Very well. Until such time, we wait till nightfall. Horses or boats, off we go. And I'm going to allow you all to, in this moment, because I don't think we're at a break quite yet.
How'd that Morgul blade healing go?
Oh shoot! I'm so sorry.
You're okay. I just want.
Tim doing here?
I just want to.
That-
I just want to.
Yeah.
Tenel's in
No,
pain
that's
throughout the whole
that's on me. I forgot Rayval 2 episodes ago. I
You're
forgot
good.
She's got, like-
your
We've
mortal-
at this point, she's just like ripped the sleeve and it's just like,
yeah.
please
Yeah,
help me.
guns
That's
out.
hot.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Hey.
Cool moment.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah. It's like,
Just-
oh,
she's
Tenel's in a
so
tank
ripped.
top.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just
but it's-
all armor and one sleeve and everything missing, just one
But
bare
it's her-
arm.
What's her
Hot.
raw arm?
That is like that's
That's
like the,
Hallett's
that's I was
armor,
gonna
isn't
say that's the same. Isn't that similar to Hallett's armor?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. All right. So, here's what I'm going to say, Tenel.
Mhm.
You are an elf. You are also still conscious. You've got a little bit more constitution. So for the sake of canon, I'm going to say this is just going to be one healing check. If it took 2 days, if it took 3 days, sure, you're not a hobbit, all that kind of jazz. Just so it's not canon. No duh. I'm going to make one healing check. This is going to sort of see the intensity with which you were healed.
Uh-huh.
And here we go.
Done.
What
I
is
swear
That
to
is
God.
a Gandalf.
Oh, thank God. Oh,
Yay.
when you make that face, I never know.
I
It's,
do
yeah,
it
it's,
on
it's,
purpose.
it's one or the other.
Yeah, it's real
Mhm.
good, real bad.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I do it on purpose. I do it on purpose because it's fun.
So
and
Tim's
of
looking
course-
good.
Tin is looking good. Tanel,
Probably a
this
Nice scar.
you've got like deep into the shoulder. Like this thing is gonna have a story behind it for sure. You're gonna be able to tell.
Yes. So many now.
I
Chick
know
stick
you've
scars
ac-
to now. It's great.
She's
Oh,
she's got
badass.
the two right here,
Mm-hmm.
and now. Mhm.
One there.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Anna Maria.
Yeah.
There's two like little thread thin
Yeah.
scars on either side of her cheek.
Oh, also keep in mind, most of your back has like a burn slash
Oh,
on
that's
it. Like you
right,
got
yeah.
fully balrogged. You
Yeah.
got fully balrogged.
Who got? I
Yeah.
can't remember now. Was it Eowyn who got Gwyheard?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Through the
Mhm.
Palantir, which I learned very recently from a podcast that I was on. Palantirs can't transmit sound. I'm just going to ignore that because in the books it doesn't, and in the movies it does. So it's better that way. So yes, they do. Book purists, shut up. Also, sorry, this is completely unrelated, but it just came to mind. Many episodes ago, I accidentally think I had Sauron say that Beery was the father of a burned dwarf. Should have been
Mm.
father was a burned dwarf. Beery doesn't have kids. And I apologize for not addressing that for like 10, 15 episodes.
That's so funny that we're getting that now.
I'm
Apex.
so sorry about that. You
Wow.
someone
Apex,
mentioned
jot that down.
Oh no, he knows.
Apex
Yeah.
is just like Beery is a baby daddy.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
Busy dwarf.
fully did not even register and assumed it was your father. I did not
Yeah.
hear that correctly. So
It's I'm setting it up to be so like through context clues, it wouldn't make any sense for Beery to be a dad, but it
I think it
I
makes
mean-
lots of sense for Beery to be a dad.
here's a little
I-
bit with Gorge. Like
Does Beery be fucking?
what
Beery,
Yeah.
Beery fucks, man. Let's
Beery
be
fucks.
honest.
yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm asking the questions the fans want to know.
no. But in all honesty, though, Beery doesn't have much game. No, he's too.
Come
he's too
on.
Nah, not him.
Respectfully, I disagree.
I also disagree.
No, he's got that sunshine Riz. You know what I mean? That,
Maybe,
like,
yeah. Maybe it's
golden-
hard
It's
for
the-
him to like get it, but
Mhm.
once he gets it, he can get it.
It's the
Mm.
golden
Well, once
retriever.
you become his
Mhm.
hyperfixation, then it's on. You know.
It's the opposite of Halworth as well, which is
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
That's-
two opposites.
It's a golden
Yes.
retriever and a cat.
right.
Gold retriever, black cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So together you form Hosier. You're also opposite ends of the cat dog spectrum.
Uh-huh.
This is incredible. Right.
Anywho.
So here's
Wonderful.
As we were looking for a
Yeah.
helmet.
So
or
glad we
something.
Yeah.
solved this.
Sorry.
Very important
Actually,
problem.
you know what? Here's what I'm going to do because I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to describe the landscape in front of
Mhm.
you as you all sort of gaze down on this sort of from this plateau. You've got a river off in the distance. You've got many hills and mountains that are just sort of the one-offs that you can climb. You do see small villages. You probably could make it to the closest one by evening if you really booked it. And we're going to go ahead and take our 5-minute break as you all decide where to go first and which is best.
Oh my god.
We'll see you all in 5 minutes. Folks, thank you for joining us in what is completely expected, a chaotic third episode as our
Mhm.
guest figures out how the heck this is going to work going forward.
Mhm.
Happened with Justin, happened with it happened with everybody, actually.
Yeah.
Happened with everybody.
With us
Howleth, I'm
forever.
looking at you.
Mhm.
All right. See everybody in 5.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And welcome back. When we last left off, nothing happened. Oh, except Tori got healed. And some plans were kind of also made-ish, maybe. And the party decided that it was in their best interest to at least wait for the evening to figure out sort of the lay of the land, at least down here in the south, before they figure out exactly what to do. I will ask all of you, is there any particular place you would like to visit? As I've sort of described out in front of you, there is the sort of end of the river as it sort of expands and flows down further south through the mountain. There are a number of hills and sort of one-off mountains that you could potentially climb to get a better vantage point that are taller than yours. There, you do see a small village if you'd like to go in there as well. And there are also open fields with a couple of, tree, little forested areas here and there. The choice is yours.
Is the village near the river?
The village is kind of in between the river. It's closer to the river than it is to like the forested area or the hills. So you would, if you wanted to hit the village, you could go closer to the river, yeah, and potentially do both.
I mean, it at least has one horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to get her rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we have for us in particular, we have a choice to be made, which is, do we go south? Do we go east? Because if we're going east, if Arwen's going east and going to, I assume, Minas Tirith, then are we as a party bypassing Minas Tirith?
Yeah.
I
I think it's. I think the idea is it's faster if there's nothing for us to do in Minas Tirith.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next, it's just making sure, because this is like a bit like when you progress in Baldur's Gate. It's like, hey, you're leaving an area. There's anything else you want to do?
Quick save.
Are we? Yeah, right. Are we? You load and it's like, oh, my last save was 5 hours ago. Damn.
But we need the cart.
We do.
Yeah,
need the cart.
that's where. Do we get Arwin set up and then backtrack and kind of meet back up with the army and be like, we're good. We have your foothold.
Where is the cart exactly? Who is it with?
With the great company, right? With Bilbo.
With Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys left it back in Rohan.
Okay. Where was that go? Where is the cart now? Basically,
It's at the Dwimmerberg, right?
Yes, you would assume it's
They haven't
where
moved.
Aragorn. Yeah, as far as you're aware, Bilbo is not traveling with the Grey Company light version towards the paths of the dead to fight this fight. He's in the rear with the cooks and the people prodding the cows and the donkeys and the goats and the chickens, and army marches on its feet. So you gotta have that in the back.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, we told them if they are successful, we'll meet at Gondor, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
that was the idea, is that because we have no foothold, that we're walking completely into enemy territory, the idea was to get the army of the dead to clear out Gondor,
right,
for us to have something like a home base.
Okay, and then from there we move forward with our individual mission while they go to the Black Gate. Okay,
Yeah.
It seems like the best thing to do is not straight to Mordor then. It's actually to meet up at Minas Tirith, establish exactly the timings so that we, match that up and they don't get there early and then they all die and then we just wander in and we're the only ones left. The fastest way to Minas Tirith depending on if they have horses or not, we could go either through the mountains with Arwen, or we go down and up that river. I think the one that Aragorn goes up in the books.
Yeah.
Which actually might make more sense with a bigger party the same as we. I don't think we would get as far on horses the same as Arwen would.
Yeah.
That would be my suggestion, is we don't go back to the Pass of the Dead. There's no point, because then we'd have to travel very slowly with the Great Company. I think we should
lose
go
2
down.
days, a day back and then a day back this direction.
Exactly.
That's the crappy part.
So I think we should go either find a dock south and try and find a ship to get us up that river. We then also have the option of, we then have a ship if we want to
Mhm.
go back and
Yeah,
get to
I think that's a sound idea.
Well, and
Okay.
Zach, you keep saying up. Are we going to Gondor, correct?
Yeah, so
The
we're going
river loops down and then back north
Very good.
again.
Okay.
toward-
Just wanted to make
yeah.
sure.
My
Yeah,
map's
it's
too
a
far away.
delta tributary thing. One thing breaks
Mhm.
off into many. I forget the
to
exact.
yeah, I don't know what the river is. Isn't the area like Palungir or something? I can't remember. what the
Pelagir.
actual-
Pelagir, yeah.
So,
So there's you're still in the kingdom of Gondor, but within Gondor, within the United States, there are states.
Right.
This is Pelagir, this is Belfalas, this is Eric. I'm looking at my map, but my Funko Pops are blocking them, so it's
Yeah.
not helpful anymore.
Okay.
But yes.
Let's try and find a ship. I think in one of the docks towards the south. I think that's going to be our best bet. They may also
Mhm.
have horses where we and Arwin can part ways and meet back up at Minas Tirith.
I love it.
I think that would be a good idea.
Okay. So Hallowith sort of being the de facto person coming up with a plan. Well done. That was the fastest I've ever seen you all do that.
Sorry,
where-
I don't. if anyone wants to,
No,
input
no,
now, please do.
I think it's because we discussed it so much before we actually went into
Yeah.
the Paths of the Dead. This
Yeah.
was an option back then
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah,
I
for
just
sure.
want to catch up, not in character, but out of character, because it's been such a long time. Mirkwood's forces.
Yes.
Where do
Yeah.
we anticipate that they are right now?
To you, unclear at this point. With the news you have heard has only come from the party, which is they were going up north to Erebor, which is not close, but it's also not that far, and then all the way back down south, either through the forests or through the more desert parts of Ravanian to the east of the forest to potentially route out any.
I will be using that
I was
item
going to say
by
don't
the end
forget-
of the day.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Tanel because that has the option to.
Yeah.
summon.
Well, now we're around trees, so now it'll actually work.
Mhm.
I would assume there are trees.
Oh
around
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Okay,
you-
good.
Near the forest.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's some.
Okay.
You know how like when you see farmland that's been cleared and like there's still forests in the back behind it. This is
Mhm.
kind of that. You get the sense that like, oh, people lived here. This was farmland. This was a place to not conduct business, but to live your life. And you've cleared out a number of places. You've left some
Mhm.
woods so that you can continue to hunt. It's very much still of the natural variety.
Okay, cool. Good. Perfect.
I think we have our course. And that was why I
As,
asked, is the village on a river? Hopefully
Yes.
there's some nautical business going
Yeah.
on there.
Absolutely.
I think we have our course, guys.
I
All
think
right.
So
Yeah.
I just one other question. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
visualize.
no,
where
go ahead, go
everybody is. The Grey Company with Halbarad, they're going
Yeah.
through the dead marshes,
Yes.
ostensibly to set them on fire.
Yes.
Ostensibly.
And then are they coming down south through Ithilien? Is that the
Yes,
Mhm.
that is the plan. for
idea?
them.
Okay. And at some point, Tauriel sent her forces, I think, towards Lorien. Didn't
You
she?
sent-
A portion, yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
you sent a portion and then the rest to Gondor.
Were they? I can't remember. Were they supposed to just like come back? Were they looking for survivors? It's been.
Hold on.
They
It
were
was-
to
it
move
was-
refugees, right?
Yeah, the
It
plan was to
was-
help the refugees.
I know we
It
were
was
sending
to
some
help
carts
them.
back to feed people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was to
Mhm.
help them because we had not heard from them and they were going into Ent territory. And a very small portion of what Tariel had went to Lorien.
Yeah.
Along with a note that Tanel.
Are we just
Sent
assuming
them.
they're on their own?
You would assume that Ravandir, because you haven't received word, there's a chance that Ravandir does not know where you are and that there's no way to get word to you, but you have not heard whether it was from Eowyn or the Blue Wizards or anyone. You haven't heard of them, and so it's not necessarily a no news is good news. But if they were all dead, there'd probably be an inkling of it, I think you'd surmise at this moment.
Okay.
Gwaihir hasn't exactly been quiet about his successes when he's
Right.
taunting you about,
Okay.
taking over someone's mind or body or anything. So
Either way, it's out of her hands.
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So is it fair to assume, are you all heading to the village? Are we kind of agreeing we're gonna head
Yeah.
towards the village, see what we're gonna see there?
Let's go.
All right,
Creepy
fantastic.
black rock behind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's what I will say. As you guys come down through the switchback and immediately step foot onto this land south of the mountains, you feel something change within all of you. In deciding not to go back through the paths of the dead, you have entered the southern portion of Gondor. And in doing so, you are filled with it almost feels like a Sunway. It almost feels like your magic halloweth. And it's not a bad feeling. And I would like you all to put 5 temporary hit points on your character sheet.
Excellent.
And find yourself favored in one other portion, one other skill of your choice.
After the long rest, the best one that I ever had, would I get hit points back from that? Because at the moment I've been sitting on 20 for a hot minute.
Yeah, I would say you are fully back to full health.
Huzzah.
Tanel, with that Gandalf as well, you are too.
Cool.
And we choose the skill now.
You can choose the skill now. Yes.
Okay.
Back to my hit point maximum.
Yes,
Or-
back to your hit point. Yes,
Cool,
in rolling
okay.
a Gandalf, the shard that was in you has been removed. Elrond successfully gets rid of it. And,
Ooh, cool. Could a Beery have kept the shard?
I would say that'd be a persuasion check with ill favor.
Try it. Yeah, why not?
I mean, materials are all
It's
valuable.
a small shard. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my favor into healing.
Okay. You
Persuasion,
what'd you do?
actually. And I swear I'm not being meta. I already gave it a little check mark before, but it's a success.
It's a success.
Unless you want the full number.
Yeah, give me the full number on this
16.
one. I want you to
Not
16
great.
with a 16. Yeah, I'd say Elrond is just gonna shake his head, and you watch as he kind of squeezes it and it dissolves into ash and floats away.
Cool. All right, that's even cooler.
Right. You all make your way towards this village. And I will say, before you get there, are there any, actually, before we do that, because you feel this sort of strangeness in the land, we're going to make a moving check, like a journey check. So I would like someone to make an awareness check, someone to make a travel check, and someone to make a scan check.
We haven't done this in ages.
I
I
know.
was just about to put my points into travel and ended up doing it in awareness.
I just did put my points into travel, if that's
Okay.
helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, amazing.
I'll
And
roll
baby.
awareness.
All right. So, Tanel, I know you are favored in
Yes.
travel as well. So, Anna Maria, make me a travel check if you would like. And then I assume, Tanel, are you doing
travel as
Okay,
well, yeah.
Cool. And then
I have 4d6 in awareness.
make an awareness
I
check,
do
and then
too.
all right, Beery.
But-
Oh, we just need a
Scan.
straight d12, don't we, as well?
Yeah, and then Tariel, you are making a
Oh no, 10.
oh no, Tanel.
It's a 12. It's a Gandalf.
Okay.
Oh, all
I thought it
right.
was bad.
Oh, you got me. You got me. Okay, Gandalf on travel. Beery.
26
It's a
skin,
12.
baby.
On my
That's
blue.
beautiful. All right. So that's a success. Zach, what's
Yeah,
Alice got?
25 in awareness.
25. Charlotte.
Well,
Tariel's
like shit in awareness, but I still got an 18.
18. All right. And Anna Maria, did you roll?
I did. I missed my target number by 1. I think Arwin is very agitated and on edge,
Mm-hmm.
casting her mind out for something else that's not
Mhm.
necessarily paying attention to what's going around her.
I will say with your failed check then, for the first few hours, the journey goes fairly smoothly. The sun is high. There's not a cloud in the sky. And there are birds just sort of flying to and fro. through the forested area that you're sort of traversing towards to get to the village, you begin to sort of see a rustle in the leaves. And as you're sort of eyeing it as best you can, you see a small woodland creature that you would understand to be a badger. And it has a little brood with it. There are a few little baby badgers next to it, and it's gonna just sort of cock its head at you every which way and stare at you.
Inside. Fuck you, Don. Inside.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I don't even know if she's really distracted. She's really on edge. She just immediately tries to mind link with it. She just.
Oh, whoa, what? Wait, well.
Oh,
no.
Well, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
that's
fair. I'm nervous for you. That's
What'd you get on the inside? What'd you get on the insight check?
I beat my target number by give me a sec. 15, 18, 20. I beat it by 4.
Fantastic. Here's how I'm going to narrate this.
My
Beery, you watch as Ratchard and Feanor crawl up to you and say, Master Beery, may we hide in your armor, given this
Sure, just, I mean, I'm a little ticklish around the neck, so just be very careful. All right.
In your beard hair? How do we?
Oh yeah. You're like kind of gives it a part. His big old beard just gives it.
Fantastic! I'm right at home, and they both sort of crawl in. Yeah, done. Halloweth, the badger doesn't seem dangerous to you.
Good.
But you sense, actually no, Arwin, you sense the word mother coming from the badger.
The badger that has the brood?
Mm-hmm. The little 2 or 3 babies running around.
And I don't have a bad feeling? Well,
it's mostly neutral right now, having not made any scans. Unclear?
Sure. Okay. So I link minds with it and it says mother. I think I call out to the group, may we slow down? And I just I get closer, not too close, but I get closer to the badger. I say, greetings, friend. You called out mother?
You are like me.
I put my hands on my belly and I don't say it. Are these your children?
Yes, are those yours?
She's been really on edge for hours. The sort of like the franticness that y'all saw in the caves made sense for the caves. It persisted after the caves. Something softens in her. She says, yes. Only 2, though. You have a bounty.
Yes, I do. And maybe more next season.
Oh.
What brought you this way?
Arwin deflates somewhat. She says, there is a blight upon the land.
Blight?
Arwen gets a bad feeling because Anna Maria just got a bad feeling. Arwen says very slowly, yes. Has all been well in your domain?
Bountiful. The prey and the food is many, the trees are lush, and we have thought.
Arwen stays very still. And all she says is, I am delighted that the children of Yavanna may now speak, as do the Eldar, as do the children of the sun.
Yeah. As are we. It is. And you internally, you hear the search for a concept, like trying to find the word that you're trying to express in a foreign language. It is pain to not know that which we do not know. Confusion.
Am I aware that the rats hid?
Yes. Yeah, I think you'd be aware.
Is this is just between the two of them, right?
Oh no, you guys hear this.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, this okay.
Okay.
You all will feel an epiphany and shock from Tauriel. Like, she clamps down on it, controls, watches the rest of the interaction, but you feel trepidation and a growing horror.
The same thing from Halworth, who's also just realized what has happened.
This is sad.
Just to the party, can I
Is this
say?
the new order?
No, I'm just to the party. I'm just like, no one say anything about the mission. Do not speak of the mission. I just to the badger, I say, well, friends, I wish for you nothing but the clearing of the confusion quite soon, and 100 springs of nothing but bounty.
What is 100?
I think I point to like a bush. Do you see how many leaves are upon the bush?
Yes.
100 is a number, and a number is the way we make sense of multitudes. 100 is a multitude, many.
Many.
Like the leaves upon a bush.
Oh. Hundreds. How many? And she gestures her snout over to her kids, and you see 3 little noses poke their head out from the little underbrush.
The sight of the young ones, I think it's fair to say Arwin understands the how quickly it can turn insidious for sure. I say, those are 3. May the light of Yavanna, your creator, shine upon you, your 3 children, and all your descendants against any forces that wish to lay claim upon you.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
You guys, I'm suddenly so sad. I'm
God.
And I'm not
This is
happy.
every animal? Are you kidding me?
Oh God.
$24.
For the 24, Badger bows gracefully. And to you and yours, may your brood find food and shelter when needed. Why here be with you, and scurries
I
back
knew it!
off into the
Yeah,
forest.
there we go.
Fuck.
There it is.
There it is.
There
it is.
Shit.
Bollocks.
Yep.
This is creepy
It's
Twilight
not
Zone
good.
stuff.
Great. Okay.
Please. Okay, we did not get attacked by a bunch of woodland creatures.
No, but we learned something so much worse.
Oh,
So much
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
but also
Um,
it's really bad because it's like idyllic and everything's wonderful. It's
Yes.
like
It's the
It
fucking
is- are they
absolute. It's the
right?
absolute. It's like the same.
It's
bloody
yes.
thing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. At what cost? All of this at what cost?
Can we move forward some? And I call out and like, may the rats come. Can we circle up with the rats, please?
Yeah, yes, of course. That you see them both
Oh.
poking out of Beery's head. Yes. I'm
Do
sorry?
your people also know that it is Gwahir who granted you all speech? Do you also worship him?
Worship? What?
It was me that gave them magic.
How?
Was.
It wasn't Guahir.
It was not
they
Guahir.
are they are me.
How were they spared? How was it you and not him?
There was
There
a
have been some
conscious-
that have been spared.
Good
Our
reason.
horses gorge when we were in Rivendell.
I,
Some places were spared, but
it is
Not ma-
land. It is lands, not species. It's according to the location.
Remember,
make an insight check for me, actually.
That's a good idea.
Arwin. And then Tariel, you had something.
remember, the rats said that it was the most intelligent among them who were swayed first. Perhaps it comes in waves. Perhaps it could not reach them in the deeps.
But
I got a
geographically.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Okay. Max. You're just the prop master
I'm
for
just
the last
prop
two
guy, I
episodes.
guess.
For those
Props to
listening on the
history.
podcast, props to history. Hey,
Yeah.
Mike. For those that are listening on the podcast, Max, who has been killing it with the props, whether it was the tentacles that came from off screen, the literal box of bones. There weren't real bones. Sorry, bad use of the word literal. Just ran out of the room for a split second, came back with two little plastic
Oh,
rats.
it's Ratchet and Feanor.
This one's definitely
Look at
Ratchet.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well,
Yeah, Feanor looks a little sus.
I'm intrigued by the insight. I'm intrigued by the insight check.
Evergreen quote.
Yeah.
Millennia old quote.
Yeah. Feanor, you douchebag. Come on. let's-
All right.
21.
Maria. For
21.
the 21. For the
7-1.
21, based on sort of the rapid exchange of information that you are all having right now, you would get a sense that it's not species specifically. It's some places, some areas, some lands were spared. You know, your dad had the Elven Ring of Power, so like that's a whole thing. Lothlorien had that. South of Gondor, nothing. Absolutely no protection, no elvish magic, no kings of old trying to reclaim the bloodline, whatever fantasy tropes you want to get into. And as far as you can tell, Hallowith's magic, Gwaihir's magic, your ability to tap into it, this feels as though the old magic is somehow returning, whether that's intentional from Gwaihir, intentional from the Valar, intentional from something else. Unclear to you.
Arwin just goes completely silent and the edge returns full force.
Ariel is pacing. Her knives aren't in her hands, but she's just like fidgeting with the hilts and just distressed. And finally just rounds on the party and says, if we stop him, do we take this from them?
Elrond is going to chime in after a long silence and say, at the council many months ago, it was discussed that with the destruction of the one would come the destruction of the three Elven rings, and their power would wane, and Rivendell would lose whatever grace the ring and the Valar and the deep magics gave it. It is possible. And yet, truly, nothing would change. We would revert to a normal state of being. Badgers cannot speak. Beery, forgive me.
Beery's
Your
looking at
rats and
Gorge.
gorged.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, maybe we can just drop the ring in the ocean and it'll just stay there and the power will, and we,
Gorge.
He's gonna. Halbert's gonna put a hand on Barry's shoulder, and he's gonna look down at Gorge, and back at Barry, and just say, "I did it with rats. How different are rats and Ouroboros, really?"
I don't want to think about it.
Yavanna may make her own choice. There's no need to despair. What we must focus on is preventing us having to slaughter these animals en masse. If there's a way to get to them so that they do not attack us as an army, that
The
is...
animals are in peace. This is the world that the animals would have made for themselves. They're no threat to us. But what will they be when they find out where we're going?
We are already an enemy in this land.
I suggest you do not utter the truth of your plan aloud, as long as you are in lands touched by him. There are ears everywhere now.
They believe this is the world that they would have made for themselves, but they are still under the influence of one of the most evil beings we have yet come across. We do not know that this would have been their choice, and this is still unnatural. It is a false pretense. It is an illusion that they are all under. I don't believe that they would have chosen anything different from the peace times of 1,000 years ago to what they have now. For all we know, they are in a state of utter confusion and mental complex pain. We do not know. We do not know what lies underneath the influence.
We could ask. And she turns to Gorge and she says, "How do you feel, Gorge?"
I feel fine. I feel fine. Please don't. I feel fine.
And at this point, you're going to hear Ratchard pipe up from Beery's beard and say, for what it's worth, we are also fine. And yet, in our discussions, we have learned that Gorge and my brother and myself do not feel the same way. Our awakening was different of sorts. Perhaps it is like that with others. You've met many animals on your journeys, I suppose.
Yes. Gorge was also in Rivendell when everything changed. His consciousness may be even different from any animal we come across. The
influence of Imladris cannot be underestimated.
Who are we to decide?
We are no one. The nature of evil is that it attempts to mimic the powers of Eru. It twists and it echoes, but it cannot replicate. Whatever happens after the fall, for he will fall, we must try to do right by all beings, but it will be Yavanna, the mother of these creatures, who decides.
This is surely his cruelest stroke.
As you guys are having this conversation, I would like everybody to go ahead and make me an awareness check, please.
I passed by 1.
That's by 1. All right.
29.
Okay.
Pass.
Yeah. All right. Pass.
2 6s in that.
Pass.
Fantastic. Pass.
That's by 2.
All right. Fantastic. Tanel.
Mhm.
There is, from about 100 yards away, you notice an elderly man hunched on covered in a black cloak, just kind of old, withered, hunched down with a little staff, a big bag on his back. And he looks as though he is spying on you, but not necessarily interested in coming up to you.
Interesting. Okay. At that, kind of the small plan Tanel had in her mind takes shape, and she starts just undoing her braids and pulling her hair over her ears, and looks at Halloweth and says, "Pull your hood up. We are enemies, and they will know it."
He does so.
And she looks at Arwin and Tariel too, and just kind of like points to her ears and to hide them as much as we can.
Everybody doing that? Or all of the elves? Okay, cool. Yeah. Everyone's gonna either flip their hoods up or use their hair.
Arwin
lot of hair.
stopped glowing, right? Is Arwin?
Yes, Arwin has stopped. It was
Ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
no.
She's always
Can you
gonna be
hide that
glowing
glow?
a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's just all of the bisexual energy you radiate on a daily basis, Anna Maria.
Mhm.
And Arwin for that matter. But I digress. Tanel, are you approaching this elderly gentleman?
Is he like on the road as we're going past, or is he?
Well, no, he's close. He's in the village that you guys are approaching. You're fairly close to it now, and you can kind of tell like he's been watching you from a distance. I do just want to say, just for live chat's sake, it's not Gandalf. From a distance, you can see not Gandalf.
Okay, so it's just an old man.
Just an elderly dude. Yeah.
I feel like she wouldn't, because kind of like Tanel's hackles are up almost. Like she's spooked by what's going on and knows that this probably is not going to be a very friendly place. So it's almost like she wants and is, you know what, she'll do this telepathically to everyone, just like, we're just travelers, just walk in. And
walk it in.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you start making your way towards it, you see he goes and hides, peeks back out again in a different location, hides again, sort of bobbing and weaving his way through this village, but keeping an eye on you. And you spot him, no problem with that. You know what you're looking for.
You said village. Are we in the village?
You are approaching
Just
the village.
outside?
Just outside the village. I'm gonna say from the top of the hill you're at, it's a quick like 30-second walk down from where you're at right now. Before you get there, though, you are gonna hear a voice cry out, "Oi, go no further. We got no food, no provisions, no nothing. You best be on your way."
We are just passing. We have our own provisions.
Can you spare some?
Do I have any that's clearly not Elven?
Does Beery have like dwarven
I'd say you would. I would also say, Tanel, in this instance, you might not care if someone knows what Elvish bread is, because it's not like used throughout the world.
No, she's just like, she's spooked a little bit. Like she doesn't want to give away really anything about themselves. Okay. If I do have bread, I'll give him a bit.
All right. So you start making your way down.
Why not? Yeah.
Right. He's gonna tentatively step out, and as you hand it to him, he quick snatches it away, backs up. "Thank you kindly. I hope you can appreciate the gravity of my concern, given everything as well. You can see, and as you guys are sort of looking out, you see that the village is more or less overgrown. There are vines and plants, and there's no sign of any animals or any other people. It looks almost as if people just abandoned it.
It looked just abandoned.
Just looks abandoned. Yeah.
Interesting.
I imagine Beery wouldn't have been straying too far from 10.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
In this moment. He's gonna kind of pop around the corners like, "Hi, as hospitality bringers, is there a place, a secretive space, maybe in one of these little cabins that we can speak privately? We have more bread."
Oh, thank you. Your son's very polite there, ma'am.
He's never seen a dwarf.
He's never seen a dwarf.
He's never seen a dwarf.
Very well spoken. Like,
I love it. Yeah. Beery's gonna like take. Yeah, this is what Beery's gonna take his braid out. Like, oh yeah. So if we can like have a little bit of hospitality, you know what I mean? Yeah, like just secretive. You know what I mean?
Beery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to make an athletics check to see if the rats fall out of your hair.
Oh
shit.
Oh boy.
Max, is this the first time we've seen you without your hair pulled back?
Yup. Sure is.
Yeah.
This is magical.
It is giving Hosier for sure. Like,
yeah.
wow.
We
discussed
discussed this before we recorded as well.
We're just
That's true,
gonna.
we did.
I'm sorry, Max. I'm just gonna stare at it for a little bit.
It's really
Yeah,
It's
good.
fucking
it's-
glorious.
It's really
He's a
good.
Beyonce fan. Like he needs like, you know what I mean? He needs
Yeah.
all nine
There's a reason
yards.
it's tied back. It's big. All
Mhm.
right.
What
It's
do
a
you
lot.
use, Max? What do you use?
Jeans,
sorry.
baby.
I'm sorry, chat. This is important. What hair products?
What do you wash your hair with,
Jeans.
sir? Don't wash your hair with jeans. What do you wash your hair with?
I don't even wash
If
it
you
much.
say a 3-in-1, I
oh my God.
swear to God.
It's literally that bad.
Men
It's
have
fine.
every privilege.
It gets
Max,
worse.
Max.
Anna
You
Maria,
have no right.
I wish
you
you
have
knew.
no right. You've been given a gift, sir, and you are abusing it.
Beautiful. It was
Mhm.
Okay, all right. Take it easy. I'm trying to
All right.
count.
All right, sorry.
Hey, Max, as a straight white dude, how did you get hotter?
Dude, you don't even know the half of it, man.
Yeah, no, apparently not. I've only just seen you with your hair down right now, and I think I want you to lull me to sleep with your guitar. Do you play guitar?
I play guitar. I play
course
the,
you
No,
do.
he plays the
bagpipes
guitar.
right there. I do all sorts of things.
Maybe hold
I
on.
only let so much out. Anyways, 30.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry, you got a what
30.
Jesus.
on athletics?
Yeah. Oh, she's strong
Oh,
as
right. You're
shit.
super. Yeah, you're super nimble.
The
Sorry.
hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hair.
Just,
the-
yeah, I like
Fucking
imagine like the
Samson
hair
over
kind of
here.
flows around the beard and just like tenses it all up, and they're like in within like this like little
Yeah.
cage,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely.
little
Absolutely.
nest.
Delilah, eat your heart out. Sorry, biblical references. Yeah.
was
Rats,
thinking
rats,
Samson.
I was getting Samson. It is Samson.
yeah.
What I said.
Yeah.
It's getting in my way. I'm getting sick of it already. Hurry, Don.
Right, of course. I'm so terribly distracted now. The rats stay in there, no problem. The guy goes to eat the bread, kind of nibbles on it, and that's quite good. Thank you, thank you kindly. You and your son, and you. I see you've got your whole family there with you.
Mhm.
Whereabouts?
The place secret.
You need. Not much secret here, sir. It's just
In a
me.
house. Anything. I mean, we
Is it? It's just you.
I
You're the
Here,
only
come.
one left in this village.
better to say things inside. It's not safe out here. And he
Yeah,
gives a quick
we should go
look up to
inside.
the sky. Right.
Yes.
And he is bringing you into sort of just like a barn area, big wide open space that is adjacent to another small not necessarily like a hut or a hovel, but it's on the smaller side comparatively speaking. Oh, so whereabouts are you lot from? You didn't say.
we you know it's not very far, but it's somewhere you've never been.
Arwin just says Bree.
Bree.
Bree?
Bree? We've come all the way from Bree?
Who's that?
We have traveled far.
No shit.
That's a persuasion check for me, please.
Oh,
no,
he
no.
doesn't know where
Bree is?
he doesn't know
We're
where
in
Bree is.
disguise. We're
He
doing
doesn't
great.
get out much.
Yeah, it's fine. He doesn't know
You
where
know
Bree
what
is.
Bree is?
You listen, Aragorn has been to Bree before. It's not out of the realm of possibility you've heard the name and you're just pulling it out of your ass. I'll give you ill favor if you really want to play this right.
I mean,
but
Bree is not that far from Rivendell.
I'm just wondering how he knows of Bree.
Yeah, it's. But
Hopefully he
It
doesn't.
is out.
yeah, hopefully he doesn't know about Bree. Let's see what you roll.
Am I rolling with ill favor?
No, I mean I could
Okay.
give it to you, but I'm gonna be
Maybe
nice
Oh,
because
there's
you
multiple towns named Bree. Maybe it's like the spring.
I got a Gandalf.
Earth.
Bitch.
That's so
Drink chat.
Hey, Anna Maria, look at me. Get real close to the camera with me. Get real close to the camera with me. Stop succeeding so much.
You know?
Never stop, Anne-Maria. Never stop.
Never stop,
Kidding.
never stopping.
It's underrated movie. You are going to see this gentleman's eyes light up. Oh, Bree, yes. Oh, I know quite well about Bree. It's in the northern parts, up by where them folk live with the big castles and the yeah.
Yeah,
Bree.
of course.
I've got a cousin whose wife was from. Well, I had.
Mhm.
Wait,
Yeah.
does he have a
from-
big nose?
Oh, we
To
all got
telepath.
we all got big noses round here.
I
Child,
knew
I-
it. Yeah.
Not unlike yourself. You must take
happening
after
right
your
now?
father.
I
Which,
got stung by a bee a
oh,
long time
my
ago, and
my,
and I got my voice a little bit, and yeah.
my cousin Norbert, right?
No,
He-
no,
No,
and
he
that's-
once sat.
yeah.
Yeah, he once sat on a wasp. And what's more, when he sat on the wasp, another wasp came out and it stung him in the ear and it blew up all big like, and it was a mess. But yes,
He could probably hear us talking about now with a big ear.
well, rest his soul, he's no longer with us, sir. But I assure you, he lived a good long life, healthy, but that ear was never the same after. But I'm getting too distracted. I apologize. You've been very kind. So you're from Bree. What's beyond the mountains, please? We've had no word. We've had nothing. We've had nothing. We've had. Oh. And you see him start to sort of catch his breath. I'm sorry.
No, it seems like you've gone through quite a bit. My goodness, here. Is there no one left?
No, they all fled, or they died, or they
Where did
fled
they
and then
flee
they
to?
died. I don't know.
No, hey, settle down.
Where?
Here, have another pinch of bread. Careful.
Oh.
I've overeaten myself. Here.
Oh, and he takes it again, kind of nibbles on it. Hey, thank you kindly, young sir.
Where did they go?
Oh, some went here, some went there, some went north to figure out what was going on and never returned, and some went south, and some went east, and some went west, and none. I'm all that's left, you see. And I hope they found safe passage, but if they said they were going to return for me, I didn't hear them. And if they thought to return for me, I haven't quite seen any sign of no bodies yet.
Why did you stay?
It's my home, talking animals or no, this is where I live, sir.
Or would
Where
you
I
ever
live.
want to leave? Well,
Oh, well, I've been thinking about it for a while now. Plucking up the courage. I walk a little bit further each day. I walked to that forest, and then a talking squirrel nearly made me soil me trousers. So I ran back, and I didn't leave this barn for 3 days. I was terrible hungry, but
what's in this barn, Don?
You see about 4 empty horse stalls on one side, 4 on another, some hay that has sort of been very sort of haphazardly thrown into a corner with a little blanket over it, almost as if it was a bed. You see a couple of buckets here and there, and tools just every which way. You see he's tried his best, as old as he may be, to make whatever fortifications can be made at his age with the tools he has.
Do you have a boat?
What? Oh.
Is there a boat here?
Well, yes. It's very small, but you all good folk could fit in it. I don't
We are but humble travelers, but if we could liberate you yourself and this boat, and and guess what? There's no talking squirrels or talking badgers over water. Prove me wrong.
follow me. And he's going to bring you outside of the barn, and he's going to point about 100 yards away towards the river. If you don't believe me there, sir, you go up to that river and you see what them there dangers is. They don't mean you no harm, I don't think, but it still sets the blood a boiling.
Just like looks to the group and just like, ooh, I'm running out of charm.
May we have a name?
Mordecai.
It's a great name.
I love him.
That's such a great name.
He's coming with us.
Oh
No.
God,
No,
Barry,
He's coming with us.
Barry,
damn it, Barry. No.
Barry. Oh jeez.
Mordecai, how long have you been here alone?
I don't rightly know, miss. Many moons. 2, 3 alone, maybe more.
I'd lost track, you see.
Have you any folk anywhere near these lands?
It was just me, miss, before everybody up and left. We don't have much here. We have the haunted mountain. We had the river, and many good traders and fine folk come through, passing through, and then being on their way. But no, it's just me here. It is at this point Elrond is going to pipe up and say to him, Mordecai, be at peace. And he's going to reach out an arm, just sort of palm forward, and gesture for him to take it. And Mordecai is going to very cautiously lay his hand in it and go, oh, well, that's the first hand I've shaken in quite some time. So thank you for that. I'm sorry you mentioned a boat. The river is a mighty treacherous place. I'm afraid. If you are, whereabouts are you going? You're a long way from Bree.
Yes, we are. And he looks pointedly at Arwen.
Arwen not even. Arwen has dissociated because she's like, every passing second stops us from going. Arwen
Fair
is
enough.
grumpy.
enough.
We are looking to head along the river. We are simply travelers. We
Right.
wish to see. We've seen all that the land has to offer. Any kind of at that. We wish to see the ocean, the rivers.
Oh,
Ooh.
down by Belfalis. Are you looking for islands, safe islands where there's no creatures and the like? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. Well, it's many leagues from here. There's the island of Tolfalis. Have not had word from them in many a year, but I might be your best bet. I don't know if my boat's gonna be quite enough to get you out into the open seas there, sir, but
Where
I
would
don't
be
know.
the best place to do that? Do you know anywhere nearby that maybe has a more able boat than yours?
Oh, well, you'd probably want one of the more populated towns or villages of Belfalis.
Okay.
It's a few days from here walking by boat.
I'm certain your boat is going to be wonderful. Would you allow us to take it? And you could come with us. One of these islands with no talking squirrels on them, huh?
Right as that may seem, good sir, and I appreciate the offer. As I said, I can't leave. It's my home. And but I will say this. I'm not rightly giving it to you for free. I'd like some help in making my home safe, much as it can be, if you'll all assist me in defending myself.
Gladly.
Right.
I have a small. Well, we have slight question.
Right.
Defend yourself from
Yes.
whom?
Have you not seen any talking animals along your trails, mister? World's
they
gone
been-
mad.
Have they been attacking you?
Not attacking. Exactly. No. Some of them, like them wolves, they got very close, but they didn't seem to pay me no mind, but they gave me quite a fright. There's no doubt about that.
I believe.
Mordecai,
Oh, no, go on, please.
would you excuse my companions and I for a moment?
You're welcome to step outside kindly, but I'll be staying here. It's me home and all.
She'll just sort of nod and then like
Yeah.
gesture the other
Yeah.
Mhm.
step outside
Yeah.
for a second.
Mm-hmm.
before decisions are unilaterally made.
Is there like a neighboring, like, is there another like abandoned shack that we can
Yeah.
go into?
Yeah, you could easily.
So that we're
you
not
could
just
easily throw.
vibing in the middle
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, good idea.
We are in disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tariel will maybe just sort of scoochy dooch your way on out of here over
Yeah.
to the next shack.
100%.
What do we do?
We cannot start a war with the animals.
We certainly
No, we
cannot
cannot.
stay here. There isn't time, but I fear we cannot bring this old man with us. Could we not send someone to accompany him to the next village?
Eladan and Elro here.
Absolutely
Yes.
not. Arwin.
And
What
why not?
else? What have you offered this party thus far? I had made my decision 10 minutes ago, but had hoped for some alternate solution. Eladan, Elro here, you two and Father will need to join me in Gondor. Well, Father will need to join me in Gondor. You two are free to go wherever you wish. But
The nerve!
can you
And
please
may I remind you? No, let me speak. May I
remind me
remind you?
what? That you were wrong about Estelle being alive, that you were wrong about my plan to go alone, that you were wrong about every single thing thus far, that you were wrong about being able to best me with a sword.
You know you cheated when you tripped me, and I will remind you.
Oh, with proper technique, is that cheating now?
May I also remind you, Arwin, we discovered that entrance to Mordor, and telling you that it has been sealed off has saved you many weeks.
Time.
All in favor of Eladan and Elro here protecting this poor old man and escorting him to Gondor.
I have potentially another solution.
I would be delighted.
As would we.
Oh, hush your faces. I potentially have the ability to sustain this man for many moons with food and protection. However, I am of the untrusting kind and require more evidence that he is not actually, well, that he is who he says he is. We've been burned too many times by this.
Can Tanel look around for any other
yeah.
animals, birds that might be
Yeah, scan check. Go ahead, make a scan check.
taking a peek?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna grab my bag of food over here.
Yeah, go for it. Go for
Yeah.
it.
I'd like to, yeah, I don't know if I can do an insight check on kind of the area. He said it's been a few moons, but this whole place is overgrown. It doesn't take that, like, it takes so long for that to happen. So I kind of want to make an insight check on the area and how long it's actually been abandoned for.
Yeah.
Are you airing out your vibe check?
Huh?
Or is it all internal?
He'll let you know the results.
Also,
Very
Zach-
good.
Zach, do you need to go soon? Oh,
Yeah, I do in like 15
Yeah,
minutes.
no, we got this.
Yeah, I Gandalfed it, so.
You Gandalfed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
13 for my scan. I only beat it by 2.
Okay, fantastic. You see Mordecai peering in through the door, listening into your conversation very sheepishly. Halowith, you said you made an insight check?
Yeah, an insight check into the actual village itself, because he said it's been a few moons. That's weeks, maybe a month. That's not an overgrown time.
With that insight check, I will say the following. You immediately clock that this old man, for all you can tell, is telling the truth. And the way that things are growing, this is way faster than something you've ever seen. And the plants are changing. They are different. The magic, the energy, in that same way that like Legolas says the trees are speaking to each other, like he just knows. You just kind of know. And on a Gandalf, you also know that there is another presence besides Mordecai in the general area. You are unfamiliar with what this presence is, but it does not feel hostile to you. In the same way that like when you sink your fingers deep down into the earth, you can feel that power. This insight check almost lets you tap into something like that.
Okay. he goes to the man. He says, I am of a special type of person. I know there's someone or something else here, and don't ask me how, but I know. Would you like to enlighten me, and I will help you?
Well, if you must know, there is, but I don't rightly understand it, which is why I'm so frightened. There was this horse, you see, and it's all locked up in one of the barns, and I trapped it in there, I did, and I tried to talk to it, but it...
Would you lead me to it, please?
It's terrifying, sir. It's a man or a beast I never rightly seen before.
Would you please lead me to it, good sir?
Do I hear this?
Make a persuasion check,
I mean,
and
we're all
I
just
think
chilling out in this barn,
yeah,
right?
yeah, you're
Right.
you're hanging out in this side barn.
Side barn.
Arwen's head whips up so fast that like her hood falls back. You can fully see her ears.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, at
All
this
right.
point, you know.
Hang on.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Tariel's gonna do the same. She'll do hood.
Bad
This is
eyesight.
dumb.
This is 1d12 2d6. Yeah, 1d12 2d6s. He's an old guy.
Yeah.
I beat my target number by 3.
Did you
Yeah,
roll a
15.
Gandalf?
The old guy rolled a Gandalf.
Are you?
Oh,
Period.
There it goes.
Wow.
There that goes.
No. Oh, my lady, those ear-stinging wasps got to you too.
Arwen is take us there now.
No, wait. This guy will be frightened. Sir.
Damn it.
Oh,
uh,
your ears. Oh, you're
Here he's grabbing him by the collar,
Yeah.
ripping him.
Beery, gentle.
Please don't turn me into nothing. Or
Don't you.
Don't do it.
I
Don't you
was
say
so
it.
close. I was so
Don't you
close.
say it.
Do it.
Do it.
Don't turn me into anything unnatural.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
6 Thank you, Apex. I'll be
Thanks,
6
Apex,
HP off
we
the
know.
final boss.
Nah,
Thank you.
man.
I got bullied into that one, right?
Yeah, fully.
Hey,
Oh,
I've seen her turn entire groups of men into frogs.
Beery.
Oh.
And Tariel, like, sort of holding one hand up to the man, like, peace, will also gently take her hood back.
oh,
My
are y'all?
friends,
This isn't your son. This is your.
good sir, my
Oh.
friends and I mean no harm. Will you please?
Thank you, everyone. I had this under control.
Will you drive the beast away then?
I will see to the beast. We will see to the beast. And then, and only then, I will help you. It will be quick, and it will be bountiful. Please, think no more of it. Lead us to the beast.
It's all I think about these days, sir. But I'll be off. Follow me.
Mhm.
And he leads you a good like 10 minutes. These are sort of interspersed villages, huts, spaced out farmland, everything I was describing before. And you see that there is another barn, very similar to the one you guys saw. And he stops probably about 100 yards away, points.
It's rightly in there, sir.
Okay, you stay right here.
I
You
won't be moving.
You
Arwen
come to,
runs.
you will come to no harm. Oh my god.
Arwen run.
Be careful. Okay, bye.
Okay.
She's
well,
driven by an oath of the Valar.
I know. No, we know.
She's gone.
Tariel sidles up to Mordecai and sort of like gestures at her belly, like,
Huh.
"Moms, what are you gonna do?"
Right.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Does she mean to ride it?
Who could say?
At this point, Mordecai, we have no fucking clue.
Right. Well, good fortune, you kind folk.
Mhm.
If you drive off the beast, the boat is yours, and if you all die, thank
Well,
you for
the-
the food. Do you have any
Mhm.
more? Because if you die,
Sure.
I
I will. Okay, actually, well, let me just first of all, I will stay for another few minutes and help you if the beast is dealt with.
Wait.
I promise. You have my word that I will stay and help you. Okay.
Arwin.
Yeah, Arwen's at the door. She throws open the barn door and cries out Shadowfax with mind and voice. And she leaves the door ajar so he can run out. If it's him.
It is.
Yay.
God.
An elf.
Sorry, Tori is literally vibrating.
Ignore me. Continue.
You got the shakes?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Good. Okay. I love how I was trying to do this really slowly and slowly unveil it, and Anna Maria's just gone, fuck you. Just- I know that's not a good, that's not no word that's fantastic. It's just very funny of the two different approaches to this.
Halloth is so chill. Arwen, 2 oaths. 2
Yeah.
oaths.
Yeah, absolutely. It's completely understandable. It's just very funny seeing
She's
the
also a
contrast.
few thousand years younger than he is. Like, she's one of these youths, you know? She's moving fast.
Delinquents.
She doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As you
Done.
throw open the door. Oh yeah.
What do we see?
Just like that Taylor Swift song, a beautiful, beautiful white horse
Mm.
as it saunters out very gently, nuzzles up to you, Arwin, and you hear in your mind, and the rest of you hear out loud as you approach, one of the Eldar. My goodness, forgive me. It has been many, many days I've been in here. What has become of the
Shadowfax.
outside world?
Shadowfax. Friend Orome of Olorim. You of the line of Nahar. I am so sorry for your loss. Much has transpired. You are needed.
Is Aloran dead then?
He has passed into shadow where we cannot follow.
Yet hope remains.
It does, and I touch my belly.
You see that is 6 HP off the final boss. I'm so sorry. Yes. Thank you, Zach.
Mhm.
You watch as Shadowfax begins to bring his snout down to your womb. Twins.
Indeed, twins.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Melon.
You need a steed of surpassing strength.
One that will not falter.
I do not.
Shadowfax. Are you well enough to show us the meaning of haste?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Wait, no, but just before you end, Halloweth has a promise to fulfill before the episode ends.
What do you got, Halloweth?
Halloweth turns to Mordecai and says, "You do not know the service you have done us today." And he is going to tap into the energy that is flowing through this whole village and attempt, using his power of nature, to grow him crops. And I suppose, wicker fence of vines, using the overgrown stuff already there, kind of defend him with vines and give him a farmland.
Make me a lore check, please.
I don't know if my heart can take much more.
I beat my target number by 6.
By 6. And beating your target number by 6. Anna Maria, I want you to picture this. So it's Arwin having this moment with this horse as a true sentience, a true consciousness touches yours, and you touch his. And you realize in a flash, the exchange that you thought you would have happens in an instant, as you feel yet another surge of power as Halloweth taps into this new magic. And the rest of you watch as it starts with little green sprouts, and then slowly but surely another dozen more pop up, and a dozen more, and a dozen more in these neatly aligned fields. And Mordecai is just speechless. He is in the most awe he has ever been in his life. And as he starts to come to, he looks up at you, Halloweth. There's no words for my thanks, sir. You can have the boat. It's yours. I wish you good fortune and all of that. And the horse. You hear the horse talking, yeah? You can all hear the horse.
I do.
So I've not gone mad.
Can I do just a quick, like a lore check? Like, would we, the elves, all know who this is?
I assume we would. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
Legolas
you
does,
all
we
know.
all do.
Yeah, you would all 100% know.
You need not thank me, sir. And yes, you are as sane as can be. Tend these plants, this food well. Look after your village, and you never need leave. I wish you good fortune.
Single tear runs down his eye. Arwin, from behind you, you hear the pattering of feet as your father reaches a hand on your shoulder. Come back to me.
Always. I cup his cheek. Dawn, did it work? The thing he and I tried to do?
It worked.
I face the party, and I say, when I first welcomed you to my home, you were a ragtag group of begrudging allies forced together by circumstance. Now you have added another to your party, and I part ways with you as a fellowship. From the depths of my robes, I bring out a small vial that is shining bright. And I say, before you lies no easy task. May it be that this light, my grandfather's light, the star of Eärendil, may it be a light to you in dark places when all other lights go out, as you journey to the darkest and most evil parts of Arda. And I extend my hand to whoever wants to take it.
Nudge
Screw it,
Tim
I'll
forward.
take it. Yeah, I'll
Take
take it.
Take it.
My friends, I go now to clear your path. May we meet again in a brighter Middle Earth. And I
We
get
shall.
on Shadowfax.
The King of the Dead appears before you, Arwin. Nods. Mordecai fully passes out. And you, Arwin, ride towards Gondor, leaving behind the phial of Arwin containing the light of her grandfather, Eärendil, and a new fellowship of friends. And that is where we're going to go ahead and end tonight.
Oh my god.
Of the Unpredicted Party.
Anna Maria, God, you were amazing. Also, I could only imagine like anime, like misty eyes, like the big bulgy misty eyes with like Fury and the two rats on his shoulders.
Fully. Well,
Zach, I know you got to go.
I
Thank
do
you
have to
so
go
much
right
for
now.
joining
Thank
us.
you. Thank you. I will be going. Anna Maria, it has been a pleasure.
Wow.
Absolutely. Send me your passion projects. You owe me a voice message.
I do owe you.
You do.
Careful, her voice notes are like 3 minutes long. I'll tell you.
Trust
Oh,
me.
no.
I know. It's okay.
I
I
don't
went
know.
on for like 9 voice messages just on cricket. We had a whole thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I will bid thee all farewell. I need to go and
Be a
Get
person.
out of here, man.
I need
We
to
love
go
you.
Yeah,
to
that's fair.
work.
Gotta go to work.
I will,
That's fair.
I gotta go to
Pay those
work.
bills. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate
Bye,
you being
Zach.
here.
See you
Bye,
guys.
Zach.
Bye bye.
All right.
Oh, I feel like I'm
Awestruck.
gonna die.
I know.
What the hell?
I'm
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. Should we stop and then like?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will. Let's do our announcements. We'll join us for the rest of this conversation as we unpack this really great episode on the Unpredicted After Party. Patreon.com/DonMarshall72. Make sure you are leaving a like. We will be back 2 weeks from now at 7 p.m. Eastern time, every other Friday, and 7 a.m. that next Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Anna Maria, I say this with absolute certainty. We'll see you again.
Oh
We
yeah.
will 100%
Yeah, for sure.
be
Oh, yeah.
seeing you again.
Yeah, are you kidding?
This is going
Ow.
to be a recurring character for sure. Thank you
Yeah.
all so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Anna Maria, before we go, for those not on Patreon, please tell people where they can find you.
Yes, y'all can follow me on Instagram, what's left of Twitter, and TikTok at only Anna Maria. Same at on all platforms. That's Anna with 2 N's. Thank y'all for welcoming me into the greatest TTRPG and on the multiverses.
Oh, stop it. No, I'm kidding. Keep going, please.
Yeah, no, please,
All right.
please.
He's right though.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining.
Bye.